Tip top of the morning. What's going on, guys? Just got our first break for the day. Already have done 3 cases and it's only 10:30. So we have a 30-minute break before lunch, and I'll be going with 2 chicken breasts, and hopefully they have some rice in there. That's my typical go-to, but I don't know what I'm gonna end up getting. Possibly a piece of pizza with some ranch on it if I'm feeling risky. Got an arm workout later today, and then later tonight, I should say. I'm also on call tomorrow, so probably won't be doing anything later tonight other than hitting the arm day. But at the turn of the new year, so it's been a while, but I haven't taken call in like 2 months, maybe a little bit over now. And our call used to be 24 hours, but now it's only 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., which is pretty dope. And then after lunch, we have a robotic ureterectomy, nephroureterectomy. Basically, we're taking somebody's ureter out of their body, and that's how we'll end the day. I will see you guys later. Peace. All right, let me show you what we're working with for the pre-workout meal, okay? 6 grams of L-citrulline, and then toast with some honey. We got 2 of these bad boys. It's gonna make for a nasty arm day, guys.
So I wasn't gonna show the warm-up that I was doing, but I figured I would bring along and just start the camera. So what I've done so far, normal warm-up, also did 10 minutes in the sauna, also had a 3rd piece of toast. But yeah, that's what we're doing for the warm-up. This is our 3rd set of cable shrugs, and then we've done 2 sets of push-downs so far. But really, I was just gonna record the heavy movements. Like right now, I'm still just getting some blood going, but I figured I'd bring you guys along with me. This will be the 3rd set here. And then I'm not sure if I want to do barbell skull crushers or dumbbell, because I did barbell last week. So I don't know, I haven't really decided. Whenever I'm using rope in particular, always flex at the bottom like you're putting your thumbs in your pockets. I know I've said that before, but a bit of a difference when you're using a rope or like a metal handle. All right, so shoulders. What are we gonna start with? I'm thinking shoulder press. This is gonna be the first heavy movement that we got for the workout. I say heavy, but like if I had an actual back rest that went all the way up, I'd be able to go a decent amount heavier. But having to stabilize yourself with your core, even just like half a back rest that I have right now, feels good. But just go a little bit lighter. Purposely not finishing all the way up on all those reps, just because I want to keep the tension on my front delt when I'm doing the exercise. First question is, where are we going to hit for rear delts? Face pulls or rear delt flies? Starting pretty heavy with these. Usually don't start this heavy. Try to isolate the rear delt if you can. I say try to isolate the rear delt as I'm going to hit traps, which is just going to make it a little bit harder. But whenever you're doing rear delts, it's super easy to work your traps. So mind-muscle connection. Next superset, here we come. Taking a, minute and a half, 2-minute break between these sets. I say that, but like, I don't know how I'm gonna edit it. For the last 3 movements that we didn't really take a break, but we took about a minute and a half, probably 2 minutes now after speaking, for this next tri-set, I guess. All right, next set. Still going pretty heavy with the rear delts. All right, guys, there's a few different ways you can do these. All right, I like pulling out to my sides in particular, but there's some people that will pull, I don't know how you would say it. Like I like pulling my elbows out, or you can also pull it to your hips. Either way works, it's just whatever you feel. And then another thing, like you can change the position of the dumbbell. Like rather than holding it completely flat right here, dangle it towards your thumbs and then pull, see if you get a different stretch. I like doing both. I'll just bring you guys back. Those will probably be the last, this will be the last set of traps for the workout. At least on here. At least for cables, because I've been doing these, this is probably like my 6th set now. The last set of shoulder press. I'm gonna do these Arnold's press. I'm gonna do these Arnold's way. Can't believe Arnold has his own shoulder workout. What a savage. All right, but for the last set, we're doing Arnold's. And that's gonna be basically it for the front delt, I'm thinking. We'll probably continue the pump for the rear delt and do more rear delt exercises. Just because rear delts, I don't know, most aesthetic part of your shoulder, I don't think you can work them enough. So I like to keep them going. And then we'll start adding some bis and tris into the mix. Ooh. 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 And also, I should probably mention the reason that you're doing Arnold presses rather than regular presses is when you come here, it stretches, or it's supposed to stretch your front delt a little bit more. We're gonna make this the last set of rear delt flies. I don't know how I'm going to edit this workout so far, but everything's been 8 to 12 reps. Last week, if you guys recall, I did face pulls with this pretty high, the pulley pretty high, also a lot longer of a rope. And for this workout, we're going to change a little bit because I want a different squeeze. I want a different stretch. I need to go a little bit heavier. Also starting with the thumbs up on this. And then just focus your mind muscle connection on your rear delt. Stretching out a lot when you're right here. And then pulling, I would still say pulling from your elbows. Start adding some biceps into the mix. Start with supinated curls. Focused on pulling from the bottom of my bicep. Next, back on this guy. We'll try the thumbs on the bottom, see how it feels. Might want to go a little bit lighter, honestly. Nah, it's okay. As long as you can get to 8, I'd say you don't really need to go lighter. I could definitely get more than 8 if I really pushed myself. Also, something about intensity, guys. Like, you're not just gonna make progress lollygagging in the gym. All right, so do we start adding triceps in here or not? I think we're gonna do one more I'm just gonna keep the camera there. We're gonna do one more set of biceps before we start throwing in triceps. So right here, we'll just do hammers and decide whether you want to alternate them or do them together. Doesn't really matter. It's whatever your preference is or where you're at in the workout. Woo. Woo. Mm. Ah. Woo. Ah. Woo. Ah. Woo. Ah. I guess, okay, we're just gonna keep it here again. We're gonna start adding triceps into the mix, and we're gonna start with push downs. Now I've already done a few sets here, but those sets I wasn't going heavy on, so we're gonna start going a little bit heavier. But honestly, way harder to go heavier with a rope than like a metal bar, so I might switch it, to be honest, just so I can go a little bit heavier. And go back to the rope once I'm fatigued. I don't want to give up this rope though. I don't want to give up this rope just because I want to be able to do face pulls with it. You know what we need? I don't know why I keep forgetting. We need some 30s. Truth is, I might have messed up taking the rope off that guy because I don't know where the metal handle's at. That's okay. It's for future me to worry about. Future me is in like a minute. All we have is a set. And we're doing some lateral raises. A little bit of a swing, chest up at the end. Up. 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 Trying to finish shoulder height. Oh. Ah. All right, we need to find a metal bar. Back to lateral raises. Just another easy thing to throw in the middle of the workout, okay guys? And also, put away your shit. That 25's been there since I started working out. And every time I do these, pressure on the palms, and then just focusing on the concentric. Focusing on the contraction, pressure on palms. Here in a little bit, we're gonna start isolation work. Probably just for the triceps though. I don't know. Going to, I guess this whole workout's a pump, guys. Woo. Ah. Ah. Woo. Ah. Woo. Ah. All right. Too heavy. Only got 6 reps there. We're gonna drop the weight and do probably a minimum of 6 more. Didn't plan on this to be a drop set, but if I don't get the amount of reps that I'm going for, generally I'll just drop the weight and then keep going. Already here, back to the face pulls. We'll go overhand with this. Also the cable a little bit higher. Now let me emphasize, like, be switching up, I don't know, be switching up your workouts, be switching up the angle of the cable for whenever you're using cables, honestly. Unless you find one that you really like. This will probably be the last superset for the shoulders. Lateral raises, and then we're gonna superset with rear delt flies. And I would imagine, this is just what I think, but I think every time I do these, once I get a pump in my rear delt, whenever I like sit down and do my rear delt flies, there's way less of a motion, way less of a movement. That's mostly what we're doing for shoulders. We're gonna start killing the biceps and probably doing a little bit more isolation for the tris. Look at that. I was thinking I wanted to do dinner plates for biceps, but not yet. I don't have that big of a pump for it. When I'm doing dinner plates, I want a big pump just because it makes the contraction a little bit harder, so we'll wait till the end of the workout for those. Until then, we're gonna do some supinated curls, working on the peak, going pretty light. And this will probably be quite a long set if I keep alternating, so I'll see you on the back half of this set. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Mm. Ooh. Mm. Also guys, just another little subtle thing when you do curls, decide whether you're alternating or doing them at the same time, first of all, but also like when you're going down for the rep, focus on whether you want to stay here at the bottom or if you want to turn in. Makes it a little bit easier if you turn in, a little bit harder right here just because you keep it stretched. And then when I'm doing supinated curls, specifically focusing on the distance from basically my elbow to my bicep. I want to focus on that right there, you know? But here, we're gonna do some hammer curls, and I couldn't give less of a shit about that crease, okay? Focusing on the width. Definitely feeling pretty good right now. Adding in a little bit more tricep isolation and probably just a few more supersets for the biceps and we'll call it. I think I've only done one set so far in this workout. That's been less than 8 reps. And then for the set that was less than 8 reps, it was actually on here doing push downs. All we did was do a drop set. Easy superset we can set up. Another rear delt exercise, can't get enough of them. Big. To be honest, I think the pec deck might feel a little better. Back to working on the peak. That's set. Add some side delt. Boom. Boom. Last set for the shoulders. One of the last sets of the workout. Whenever you're doing any cables, adjust these to where you want them. Figure out what feels the best. We're gonna finish with dinner plates. That'll be the end of the workout. So the way a lot of people mess up on these, they wanna go down here and try to get a stretch out of the movement. Just stay right here, stay contracted, and go back up. And also, another movement, like, don't worry about how many reps you're getting, focus the time under tension. All right, that's the workout, guys. Peace. 8 o'clock Friday night, and to be honest, the only thing that's been going through my head, like, I usually want to try to add like a daily thought into the video. That sounds different than what I anticipated, but the thing that I've been thinking today is, like, I'm grateful, and for obviously for a lot of things, right? But yeah, I don't know, grateful for a lot of things. I think you should focus on the things that you have in your life at the moment, rather than focusing on what you don't have or the things that you're trying to go get. I guess that's probably not a good thing. You should focus on the things that you're trying to go get, but I think it's important to be grateful for the things that you have in your life today, and that's kind of just how I've been feeling all day. I remember this morning I was like walking through the halls, and I was walking through the halls at my job, and I was like, you know, usually I don't really enjoy being there all too much. I say that, but I don't know really what else I would do with my time, right? Like, I'm doing 40 hours a week right now, and the only thing that I really don't like about the job is waking up every single morning. But I also was kind of thinking today, like, I think adopting responsibility is something that can be really useful and is generally good. And one of the things that I was thinking, like, this is actually my 5th Friday night in a row coming to make an arm video. And is that adopted responsibility, or is it not? I don't really know, because it doesn't feel like it's that big of a responsibility. I'm just going to record a video and doing what I enjoy doing. But I'm hoping that it does help some people. And I know I'm not having the impact that I want to have just by making YouTube videos. And I say that because I want to work with people on an individual level and help them with their health and with their physiques. But I'm struggling to do that, I guess you could say. And I don't know, I guess I procrastinate quite a bit, which I would imagine a lot of you guys probably procrastinate as well. But it's like I feel like I have a lot of opportunities, but I don't know exactly where to start. And an analogy for that I'm thinking in my head is like if you have one shirt, it's easy to choose what shirt you're going to wear. But if you have 1,000 different shirts, you have a lot of options, and a lot of options can be paralyzing sometimes. So at times you just kind of got to commit to something and then see how it turns out. But I think the most important thing is the consistency and the longevity of exercise, and weight training in particular, especially if you're trying to change your physique, change your body. The longevity of it and the consistency at which you do it are the two most fundamental things. I also think that a lot of people want to complicate simple things, just want to complicate simple matters that don't need to be complicated. And I think general rules, if they're followed consistently, can bring you a long way. And if I'm just thinking off the top of my head about general rules in terms of changing your physique, that's hard to do consistently. So you have 3 things that change your physique: exercise, nutrition, and recovery. And I'm just going to name one consistent thing, one thing that if you did consistently, it would improve your physique and probably your health. Let's start with recovery because it's going to be the easiest. Sleeping 8 hours a night and going to bed at the same time every night and trying to wake up at the same time every morning. Very easy to say, much more difficult to do. In terms of exercise, what do I want to say? Really, I want to say barbells and dumbbells are goated, but I'm not going to say that because, cables are obviously there for a reason. Cables are nice. The consistency aspect of it. I'd say one of the most important things, or one of the things that's helped me the most in terms of changing my physique, is fatiguing the muscle at the beginning of the workout with a compound movement that I'm directly trying to get strength from. I don't think that's the best way to put it. Let me try again. A basic compound movement where you're breaking down the muscle fibers in a relatively low range, trying to achieve progressive overload in order to physically break down the muscle, to make the muscle weaker, and then once that muscle is weak, then going on to isolation hypertrophy work. I wouldn't say that's too general of a rule though, so let me try it again. Let's just say go to the gym and exercise 3 to 5 times a week for an hour. How about that? Easy to say, harder to do. Nutrition-wise, this is really easy because nutrition's really basic. I mean, you can make it very basic, and I'm just going to give you something that I like to think of. If you want to lose weight, get in a caloric deficit. If you want to gain weight, get in a caloric surplus. Hey guys, it is Sunday morning right now. Top of the morning to everybody. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. And Sunday morning, probably one of my favorite mornings of all time. Mainly because I can praise God. Hallelujah. I've gotten more religious as I've grown up. But yeah, I like Sundays because I don't have to work. It's a day off. And that's good. It's a positive thing, right? And I'm an introvert, so like having a day to myself and solely to myself, and I say solely to myself because I don't have to be around anybody. I don't have to go do anything if I don't want to go do anything, although I've been running errands this morning. Had to go get some protein shakes and then some toothpaste.
I didn't brush my teeth last night and woke up this morning, still no toothpaste, so I felt pretty gross. And so I went and got toothpaste and protein from Sam's. $40, not too cheap, but it should last me. The protein will probably last me the entire week, which would be nice. Obviously, the toothpaste will last longer. But so I'm going through editing the Friday night video. I was on call yesterday, worked. So I was also thinking, like, you can always, I want to say optimize, but I don't even really like that word. I don't know why. It's been the past couple weeks I haven't liked using the word optimize, even if I'm just going through thinking in my head about things. But like I got to thinking, like, so my goal was to produce 3 YouTube videos this week, and obviously the YouTube videos could be better, but they could be endlessly better. So like you're never gonna have a perfect video. So just putting out a video is accomplishment in and of itself. And then I was thinking about the gym is the same thing. Like there's no such thing as a perfect workout, but going into the gym and getting it done, there's something to be said about it. And there's something to be said about just going and putting in the reps to the things that you're doing. And I think I mean, I've said it a lot of times, but like one of the biggest things that you can do to change your body is consistently just being consistent about the things that you know you should already be doing. And I think it's pretty easy. Like once you're open and honest with yourself, I think it's pretty easy to figure out and identify the things that you need to be doing. And you know, I've said it before, I just think people like to complicate shit. If you want to get a better body, you want to achieve a better body. Don't be sitting and complaining if you're doing things that you know you're not supposed to be doing, right? Don't be sitting and complaining if you only went to the gym 1 time this week or 2 times this week, or you went for a month straight and the last month you've taken off, but you still want to have a good body. It's like your actions speak louder than your words. And I think people want to complicate simple shit with their words rather than just focusing on their actions. And another thing that I want to point out is like, I've never had any social media. I've said that on here before, but I've been lifting for 12 or 13 years, and you don't need it. There's nothing on the internet that you need in order to change your body. Don't be coming up with excuses, because you know, when I think about excuses, it's just like that's what losers do. Losers come up with excuses of why they lost or why they're in a position that they're in. So don't be sitting there complaining. Be grateful for the things that you have in front of you. And I don't know, keep doing your thing. Don't try and go and fit in with a crowd. Be honest with yourself and just keep doing your thing. I don't have much else to say. This is going to be my Sunday thought. I'm going to put it in the video, probably in the back end. Going to make the video a little bit longer. But yeah, getting ready to start on a Monday. You know, Mondays aren't my favorite. Obviously, I'm sure they're not a favorite for a lot of you guys either. But, you know, let's get through the week. Let's have a good week and keep doing your thing. I actually got a basketball tournament. I think it's tomorrow, or maybe it's the next 2 weeks. The only thing I really want to do, so once my basketball ends, I want to try to do a video of doing 225 by 225, and I've mentioned that on here before. I just want to see if I can get it. Last night I was betting on the fights, UFC 299, and I had a 4-legger, and the only person that lost was Gilbert Burns. 25 to win 500, and Gilbert Burns loses. Like, come on. That hurt. But it was only $25, so it's really not that bad. I think that's all I got. I'll catch you guys. I'll see you guys Tuesday. Tuesday we got some chest, and we're gonna go heavy. You know it. I'll see you guys then. Peace.